everybody. Sorry about the mess up on the last interview. Some stuff happened with the computer and whatever. We're back live in the pits of Motor Chaos with your one and only, and with the Ford Nitro Funny Car. Your name? Huh? What's your name again?
It's Rocky.
Rocky Perone.
That's
Rocky.
it.
So you race two cars, right?
Oh, actually, we raced a lot of cars.
Oh, how many cars you race?
We had 7 cars on our team.
Damn!
Yeah, up until actually we're very proud to say that we have a couple right now that we built are in actually museums being viewed instead of raced.
Really?
Yeah, we've always loved the Nitro, we're not thinking the Nitro, the nostalgia scene, period.
Yeah.
Like I said, since my roots are back in the 60s and the 70s, having my dad race, we built a lot of the double A gas supercharged style cars.
Yeah.
We built the Big John Mazmanian 41 Willys coupe, my dad's boss Hydro.
Wait, you said 60, 70s. You sound like you're 18 years old.
That's good. I always tell people I'm 39, so I'm sticking to that lie. But to me, it's like I said, drag racing keeps you young. It keeps you young.
Yes, it does.
So, but again, we run up to 7 cars at different racetracks. This year, right now, we're concentrating on 2 cars, and that's our Super Camaro and our Frantic Ford Funny Car. Our boss Hydro and Big John Mazmanian gassers, they're up to the Eastern Motorsports Museum. Up on it's actually outside of York, PA. And we have our Soul Survivor Nitro Coupe dragster that's down in Tennessee Museum.
Yeah.
And we have cars still in the shop. We have our Big Time Memories car that's basically waiting to go out. And our KS Pittman 33 Willys reproduction car that's also waiting to go out. But we're concentrating on the funny cars mainly because that's what we feel the people want to see is the Nitro show. So we kind of took the next 2 years. We're kind of basically saying we're going to concentrate on those 2 cars, and that's it.
That's fucking awesome, dude. What colors are the cars?
Well, the Mustang's absolutely gorgeous. Jeff Davis of Specialized Automotive out over in Jersey, he painted these cars and just did an awesome job. The yellow's like I want to call it a flip-flop paint, where under the lights it kind of turns like yellow and orange or green. You have to see the cars. They're absolutely gorgeous. The Camaro is kind of like, I want to call it like a candy maroon. And I always show these guys, these cars are absolute show quality. They can go to a show and win an award for best appearance. I keep telling us, guys, we're race car guys. We're going to scratch them. We're going to nick them. I said, you can't make them this pretty. But Jeff and his whole crew really did an awesome job of making them beautiful.
I'm looking at the yellow Mustang. That's fucking badass.
Yes, it is. It is an absolute gorgeous car. I'm gonna be honest with you. The car was never that pretty back in the day. When I talked to Jimmy Fox, who owned the car back in, the first car was in 1969 as far as the Mustang Funny Car came out. And I asked him the color, and he said, "Rock, we burnt that car to the ground so many times. We just take it to the paint shop and paint it anything yellow and black you got." And I laughed at that, of course. And we took took privilege in picking some colors out for this thing that would really pop. And Jeff put the colors. It's PPG Paint Products who sponsors us, and the paint is absolutely gorgeous. This weekend coming up, we're going to be up in Syracuse, New York for the Street Ride Nationals. I believe it's the largest street ride show on the East Coast, and the people will get a chance to see it as part of what they call Artie's Parties, which is a fundraiser for the Ronald McDonald House. Through Al Liebman's efforts, we do a lot of promotions for charities. Not only Ronald McDonald's House, but we also do Alex's Lemonade and some other really good worthy causes. And the funny cars, like always a big hit up there. They actually do an auction, and we get sometimes people pay almost $500 to sit in the car when we fire it up on Nitro, and all the monies go right to the Ronald McDonald House. And thanks to Artie, Art Schilling for for allowing us to be up there for that. And like I said, and of course, Al Liebman for making it all happen.
Okay, that Ford Mustang reminds me of my uncle's yellow Barracuda that got stolen.
I didn't take it.
No.
I love Barracudas too.
Yeah, my uncle built this Barracuda, 1969 Barracuda from ground up. He hand built that car, and some fucking asshole stole it.
Great. Well, unfortunately, you had them back in the '60s. You have them today, and I'm sure I would love your uncle because people ask me a lot of times, what do you enjoy best? You enjoy building them, driving them, tuning them, and I always say if I had to do one thing and one thing only, I'd build cars. I love building cars. Driving is, I'm an adrenaline junkie. And I still love driving them, but building them is still my favorite thing. So I share that same passion with your uncle.
How'd you begin your career drag racing?
Well, again, I started out, I guess I was about 6 years old. My dad was a drag racer, and when he wanted to go to the races, I don't know what the big draw for me was as a kid, but I just wanted to be there. And then to get a chance to be there and meet a lot of the stars of back then, John Mulligan, a lot of local guys that ran Nitro. I was just hooked early on. And again, even though, as my life progressed, I played a lot of sports, football, and stuff like that, and I love that too. I got a chance to coach for about 10 years, and I love a lot of different aspects of the drag race. Has always been that drawback, and the same is kind of like with the football and the sports. You always feel like you always appreciate the people that kind of give you the chance to coach you and teach you. I felt I had to give something back to drag racing, and that's kind of the reason why we started the program that we did, where we kind of have a open, we call an open, not open house, but an open environment where we bring a lot of people in. We teach them to do whatever they want to do. They want to build motors, we teach them that. We teach them how to weld. We teach them how to drive race cars, crew race cars, and it's cool to see people get a chance to live their dreams through what we do. We also, like I said, bring back a lot of the famous cars from back in the day that are no longer here to keep the names of the people that made drag racing great. Like John Masmani and K.S. Pittman, of course my dad, and like I said, Frantic Ford, Harry Hall, a lot of people that I grew up as they were my heroes, and it's kind of neat to be able to at least give back something and try to keep their names in front of the fans since they're no longer here with us.
Oh yeah, I got into cars when I was like 2 or 3 years old. My dad was a mechanic. He fixes cars. My dad's had Fords. He's had Chevys. He had all types of cars. Mustangs.
What's his favorite?
His favorite car was his Caprice.
Okay.
No, Cutlass. His Cutlass.
Okay.
His Cutlass was his favorite. Then his second favorite car was his Dodge Spirit. No, not Dodge Spirit. Dodge Caravan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, drag racing, that's the cool thing about our sport. I don't care if they're racing, Hondas or, pro stock, pure stock, fuel cars, gassers. There's a place for everybody. You go out there and do your thing and have fun.
What's your favorite car?
Oh, well, as far as manufacturer, of course, I'm a Chrysler Hemi person. To me, the Hemi's been the best motor ever built. But I guess my favorite car of all time, since, like I said, my dad kind of got me involved in this. I'd say his Boss Hydro 33 Willys with a blown Chrysler Hemi in it. I've always been partial to the gassers. They've been, the short wheelbase, wild handling cars. So, like I said, I'd say a blown 33 Willys coupe, 41 Willys coupe. They're my favorites.
Okay, my favorite car to drive on a daily basis is my Nissan Murano.
Cool.
And a favorite sport cars, Bel Airs, Camaros, Corvettes. I mean, I'm like a Chevy person, but then again, I like the Ford Mustang and a Pontiac Grand Prix and Impalas. All those cars are pretty. But my favorite race car is Bel Air.
Seeing all those cars out there. It's so neat to see the Dodge Challengers racing, the Camaros racing, the Ford Mustangs racing again. It really is almost like we're back in the 60s and 70s. You see all those cool cars out there.
Oh yeah. I mean, we go to Great Lakes Dragway a lot. Are you gonna come up there?
Where you guys at?
Are you gonna come up to Great Lakes Dragway?
Oh, I would love to. We talked a little bit about with that Dave about as far as maybe trying to get out there someday because
You need to.
this year we're pretty busy. But next year's another year, and I'm going to try to get a hold of the Great Lakes Dragway owners and see if we can't get the funny car show, the Nitro funny car show there. I would love to be there. I mean,
And
it's neat to race in a track that we didn't get a chance to race at yet. And we've been we raced from Bakersfield, California to West Palm Beach, Florida, and we've been up in Canada. So we've been on a lot of tracks. If they get a chance to run Great Lakes, which is really a famous drag strip back in the day, I would love to do so.
okay, you got that Italian accent. What's your favorite Italian dish?
What was that again?
You got that Italian accent. I know you're Italian. What's your favorite Italian dish?
Oh, well, again, I'm a homie. It's still spaghetti and meatballs for me, you know. Like I said, to me, it's kind of like, being Italian. Again, my favorite food really is anything that's spicy. I love the spicy food, but of course, like I said, spaghetti, meatballs, and sausage, of course, would be right up there.
Have you ever had spicy chicken lasagna? Oh my God, my mom makes killer spicy chicken lasagna.
Oh, cool. Well, good. When we go to Great Lakes Dragway, you can have me at your house. I'll eat it.
Yeah, I'll tell my mom to make it and I'll bring it over.
Sounds awesome.
Yep. I'll bring you a lasagna dish. You'll love it.
I'm sure I would. Like I said, we have a big crew, so as long as she makes a lot of it, I'm fine.
I'll make a big pan of it. Yeah, you guys can all have it.
Cool.
So, what track do you use mostly when you're in your home state?
Well, I'm sorry. One more time.
What track do you use mostly in your home state?
Oh, well, we're really kind of lucky where we're at because we have so many drag strips within an hour of us. We probably have 7 drag strips. And we just came out of Beaver Springs Dragway this weekend. The owner's Bob McCardle, and it's a really cool throwback track from back in the 70s. And I love running there. I love running Maple Grove, which is a big national event track along with Englishtown, New Jersey. We love racing there. There's a lot of tracks that are really kind of my favorite. Island Dragway, which is, you go there, it's like 1960 all over again. Probably if I had to say the nicest track I ever raced, that was probably in Norwalk. The Baders built a facility that's absolutely, bar none, I think the nicest one out there. Some people tell me Charlotte's a nice track. I haven't been there yet. But it's been really cool to be able to run as many tracks as we have over the years. And like I said, ACO, Englishtown, Maple Grove, Cecil County, Island are all literally within an hour and a half. We're so blessed to have so many tracks to be able to run at, and even more important, that are willing to bring us in and put the shows on.
Now, have you ever won any awards?
Well, I guess again, we won a lot of awards over the years. I mean, I got inducted into the East Coast Track Times Hall of Fame a few years back, and that was a very nice privilege. I was actually the youngest racer ever to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. To me, it was kind of like, I really do appreciate it, but I've always looked at what we did as a team effort. So whatever I get personally, I've always said it belongs to everybody that's ever been on our teams that have helped us build these cars and go out there and be a part of what we do. It's nice having the trophies, and I believe it was 2013 we got a chance to win the double gas class of the U.S. Nationals and Nitro U.S. Nationals. We won the Hot Rod Reunion, the Funny Car Reunion. We won basically every event we entered except one. And I remember one of my crew guys saying, "Well, why are we even going to keep on racing if we won everything already?" And my point of it wasn't so much being there to win. We're there to go out there and experience and have fun and just be a part of it.
When was the last time your team won?
Our last major victory as far as competition was probably last year down at Virginia Motorsports Park. We won with the Super Camaro, which was really cool.
Yeah,
Camaros are fast. We had a completely new crew. And I remember looking at the winner's circle picture, and every person in that picture except me was never in a winner's circle before. And to me, that was really cool. I mean, to me, if you ask me what our crowning achievements been, I would say the neatest thing that we've done as a team, we've won 4 NHRA hot rod reunions with 3 different cars and 3 different drivers. And I'm very proud of the fact that we were able to do that.
Okay, I think this is what I believe. Since I've been going so many years to the tracks, and I've been seeing Camaros cream the other cars, I think Camaros have a curse to win.
I don't know. Like I said, to me, we had the same conversation this weekend with. We were on the starting line at Beaver Springs Dragway, where he kind of like brings out the guys that have been doing stuff for a lot of years. And I told him, Bob's a big Ford fan. I said, when I'm driving the Ford, I'm a Ford fan too. When I'm driving the Camaro, I'm a Chevy fan. So it's whatever car I'm driving, that's my favorite at the time.
But Camaros do carry that curse that they all win.
Again, Camaros win, the Fords win. To me, in racing that we do, it's the motors that make them really run. In our case, and the Chrysler Hemi has been, probably the motors since 1957, 58 with the 392s. And to me, I'm always partial to the motors and stuff like that. The bodies are cool. I love the 70 Camaro body style. I love the 68, 69 Camaro body style. I love the Mustang body style. So I'm kind of partial to anything that was raced back in the day.
Okay, where do you get your fire suit at?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Where do you get your fire suit from?
Oh, everything we get is from DJ Ben Conata. I believe his last name is Conha. Ben's a great guy, and he's been supplying basically my whole crew for probably 5-6 years now. He supplies it through either Geest or DJ. As far as on the label, and they're great to deal with, and he keeps us safe, and I recommend his company to anybody.
And do you guys have a special technique to get out of the car in case of emergency?
Well, on the funny cars, we have the escape hatch that's actually on the roof. That was mandated years ago when a couple guys got burnt really bad when they couldn't get out of the cars. So if you're trying to get out in a hurry, the main thing, of course, with today's car, it's a lot tougher, only because you have the Hans device, which is that neck device that kind of straps you in there. The big bulky fire suits will kind of make it harder. But the way if you have a problem, you can get out of that car probably within about 10 seconds.
Yeah, like at the last time we went to the track, Memorial Day weekend, we saw a fire break out. The car was throwing out extra fluid. It was a jet car, and it was throwing out extra fluid. Then a fire broke out, but the guy escaped through the roof. But he hurt his leg, but he's okay.
Yeah, like I said, we were just discussing that this weekend also, the safety upgrades. I mean, NHRA, a lot of people curse them out, for a lot of different rules, like, having the seat belts every 2 years recertified. To us, or to me personally, I love seeing the rules come in, anything to make it safer for the drivers. I've lost friends in this sport, to crashes, and I just don't want to see anybody on my crew, or my team, or anybody I'm racing against get hurt.
Yeah, that sucks. I remember back in 2002 or 2003, was it? We saw one of the cars at the end of the Great Lakes Dragway crash up. I don't know if the guy's alive or dead. Huh? Racket car. It was a racket car. I don't know if the guy's still alive or dead, but we saw the airplane coming in, the helicopter taking him away from the car.
Yeah, like I said, drag racing has become a very safe sport. I've had motorcycles my whole life. I tell everybody I feel safer driving that race car down a racetrack than I do driving a motorcycle on the street.
Yeah, motorcycles are kind of dangerous. I've seen so many motorcycle accidents. I just lost a friend 2 years ago in a motorcycle car crash. His body ripped into pieces.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's okay.
And I agree with you. I mean, with the race car, I tell everybody that drives through the same thing. They got the safest seat in the house being in that car. Between the roll cage, the fire suits, fresh air systems, what's done to make these cars, survive a crash at even up to 250 miles per hour. It makes it, like I said, a much safer deal. When you're driving a motorcycle, you got people that really just don't look. And unfortunately, you have to drive very defensively. And at one moment, you lose concentration to to think about something or do something else, you can get killed. My respects to every motorcycle rider out there for being safe.
Yeah, no, I mean, motorcycles kind of dangerous. Unless you're doing a three-wheelers, then that's kind of a little more safer because those people on two-wheelers, not. Anyways, what's your favorite food?
Yeah, right.
Oh, we already talked about that, sorry. What's your favorite drink? What's your favorite drink? Non-alcoholic or alcoholic?
Well, going to be honest with you, I like water. I got no problem with water at all. And if it comes to beer, I love Coors Light.
Dave likes MGD. I like Corona.
Yeah. I'm a lightweight. Corona's my second favorite beer.
See, the only reason why Corona is because the lemon lime thing. I like lemons and limes.
I drink Coors Light with lime and lemons also.
Mhm. So, what? I'm gonna have to give a number. To call in is 224-678-3304. 224-678-3304. And I got a moth flying against my computer. I gotta kill that moth. So, where do you you already told me where you got your car parts at, right?
I'm sorry, what's that?
You guys already told me where you got your car parts at, right?
No, we talk about safety stuff. Car parts wise, for drag racing, there's a lot of people out there that sell parts. I guess my shout out would be Wizards out of I believe they're out of Arkansas. They're great guys to deal with. We also deal with who else? What's his name? Holbrook out of Tennessee. Buy parts from them. Sassy Racing Engines up in New Hampshire. Them guys are real good people. We buy a lot of our alcohol parts through them. Cavalier Brothers, which is actually just now Mikey. Louis passed away a few years back. But we buy a lot of stuff from them as far as our blocks and things. There's a lot of guys out there that support what we're doing and still make it available as far as parts.
And you guys have 30 plus sponsors, right?
We got a ton of sponsors, and actually, Al Levin is the one that's kind of like the main focus point on getting our sponsors. We have Lucas Motor Oil that sponsors us, Cleveland, who makes the bearings and the rings. They help us a lot. CRC Chemicals, they help us a lot. So just a lot of people. Port 15 has come on and helped us. 2 years ago, we did our shop over, and they supplied all the paint for the floors and stuff. We have Tub of Towels. We can go on and on with sponsors. It's like, it's nice to see people appreciate what we do and like to get on board. Again, people like Specialized Autocraft, doing the paint work is great. Again, a lot of people. What's this?
Okay.
And McGuire's Wax. Again, it's Bonifant clutches. They make the best clutches in racing.
Is there a certain oil company that sponsors you?
Yes, Lucas.
Okay, Lucas Oil.
Lucas Motor Oil. We use them exclusively. We use their 70 weight, or 50 weight. We even use their oil in our toters, our big diesel trucks. Their assembly lubes, everything they have, we use.
Okay, we got someone in the chat box. His name is Mark Brewer. He's asking, what's the first car you drove on the track, Rocky, and what year was it?
Actually, the very first car that I drove was my Opel GT in 1977. It was like I said, Opel GT was like a little miniature Corvette with a small block Chevy. And then the first blown car I ever drove was my dad's Boss Hydro double gas supercharged car. And that was in 1981. That's when I got my license to drive blown cars. Nice.
1981, I was 1 year old.
You trying to make me feel old?
I didn't exist in 1977. My parents were still teenagers.
Well, put it this way. I tell everybody I'm 39, so...
I know. Do you use... What specific parachutes do you use for your cars?
Well, again, DJ is the main shoe company, DJ and Deist. They're the ones that we trust the most. And, again, Ben at DJ just absolutely... I believe he has the best product out there in the market.
Now let me ask you this. The craziest drag race weekend you had?
Without going to jail?
With going to jail or without going to jail, either one. You can swear too if you want.
Yeah. Now we've had some pretty crazy weekends. I like to think the ones that we did well at. The one year we went to Thompson Dragway. We got a chance to race 3 different cars. Myself, at least 3. I drove 3 different cars, and we wound up winning the funny car portion of the show on a Saturday night. They went on winning the double A gas portion on Sunday, and did real well with the car that I had sold 15 years prior in another class. And that was kind of cool to be able to get there and drive 3 different cars and do well with them.
Well, let me ask you this. On the Ford or the Chevy, have you ever thought about putting Trump's name on it?
Actually, we have already.
You did?
Yeah, with
you did?
Again, when the politics part came out in the, I guess, a couple years before the election, and it was funny because I didn't think Trump had a chance to win. And as he was kind of like building momentum and doing real well, and everything started going well, a lot of us in the racing world, I think, kind of, really went out, kind of put our necks out in support of them. Because believe it or not,
Trump likes NASCAR. Trump likes drag racing.
What's that?
Trump loves drag racing. I know that.
Well, put it this way. It was a little bit hard, as for me as a drag racer and as being Italian and being I'm very vocal in what I believe in. I support Donald Trump 110%. Unfortunately, when you have 35 sponsors and you have a lot of tracks, you're always going to get somebody that's got a different opinion, and it's cost us a little bit. We might have lost more maybe a track or 2.
It's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinions.
What's that?
It's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinions, as long as they don't. As long as they don't go burning down school buildings or hospitals and go shooting people in airports.
I thought you're getting into a conversation again that I'm just kind of like realizing myself. It's a shame when it costs you events because people have different political views. We're there to put a show on.
Yeah, exactly.
And when someone tells me, well, we don't like your political views, so we're not going to book you in, I don't think that's really quite fair. But it's not going to shut me up. I'll keep on supporting who I want to support.
Yeah, exactly. This is you personally. Like me personally. Same thing.
Yep.
So, what kind of, you got a sticker for Trump or just the name?
Well, again, Bob McCardle had some great decals made up. One was, when of course he was running against Clinton, it was Trump, that bitch, which I absolutely love. And again, he's an adamant Donald Trump. Me and him talk quite a bit, and he's a great guy, and he's a great patriot, and he's come up with some good stuff. And there's another man that he owns a drag strip, which you know damn well you're not going to have every single person come through the gate to be a Republican. And he does, I think, a pretty good job of toting the line, but he still 100% goes out there and supports our president, which I do also. And I love Bob for that reason, because I know it's costing customers. It might only cost them maybe, a couple percentages, but, some people get pissy about this stuff.
I know John Hale supports Trump. He's a big, major supporter.
Yeah, John Hale's a great guy. John Hale, I'm a big fan of John Hale. He's a man that's out there also with a mission and a passion, and I love what them guys do. John, of course, from me from Texas, and again, it's he's one of those guys that I love. I love him when he was in a big show car running for Jim Dunn, and I love him when he drives his own stuff. He's a great guy.
And you got Jerry Newman in the picture with you.
I'm telling you one thing. I wish Jerry was a lot closer. Jerry's out in Wisconsin. We're in Pennsylvania. Jerry gave us a Nitro tune-up. We got, again, we're trying to come up with a tune-up from back in the day to do the long burnouts and all. It was really hard to do because we just could not find the data to do it. And Jerry stepped up and gave us a tune-up and really put us right in the ballpark where we had to be. And I'll always thank Jerry for that. He's a great guy, great tuner. He's got a bunch of guys he tunes for, and he's one of the most knowledgeable people on running nitromethane in the country.
He works with Doc Holliday and Boz Young, and Dave has an interview coming up with him tomorrow.
Cool. I'll make sure I try to call in. Again, to me, Jerry's one of the unsung heroes that's out there. One of the more knowledgeable people. Like I said, to me, doesn't get the credit that he deserves.
No, he deserves a lot of credit.
Yes, he does.
I've met him so many times. I mean, the guy's totally awesome. He's like really cool. He's a very nice guy too.
Yes, he is. Like I said, he's got a lot of guys
He can-
running really well.
He
And,
can hold a
I guess
conversation.
he's a great friend.
And Boz Young and Doc Hardy are real good guys too. I've interviewed them also.
Doc, Bays, I get a chance to see Bays every year at PRI. We get
It's
to watch
Boz.
a lot of run these events, and they're great people.
It's Boz, not Bays. Boz. Boz. So, let me ask you this. Have you had any flips, accidents with the cars?
Well, in my early career, we crashed a couple times. I probably hold the highest altitude ever for a car crash. I crashed a 33 Willys with blown Hemi in it.
Wait.
How'd you crash
them?
Well, what happened? This was in the beginning days, even before Pro Mod.
Okay.
And we had some big funny car tires on a short wheelbase car, and I went out there. And at the time, my dad, God bless his soul, he's been going now for about 18 years. He was alive at the time. He was an old school driver that kept your foot in it regardless. And he kind of ragged on me about me lifting, and I went out there, kept my foot in as long as I could, and the thing was just kind of shooting to the center line.
Yeah.
I tried my best to stay with it. Next thing I knew, I was across the line. I was making a single, but of course I had a lift because I already went across the center line, and it was like a spring. And this car just absolutely made a left-hand turn, and I shot off the racetrack. And I remember kind of going, this is at Atco Dragway. They didn't have a roll, what's called a guardrail at the time, at about the 800-foot mark. And I remember going down into the dirt, hit the throttle again, making a right-hand turn, and thinking, okay, I got this. I was going for the parachute. I remember seeing a wheel pass me. I thought to myself, shit, that ain't good. And next thing I know, this thing started plowing into the ground, and one of the guys told me it looked like the space shuttle because the fuel tank was mounted in front of the motor. And the motor came out of the car, hit the tank, it blew up, and the force of, not so much of the explosion, but just the way the car dug into the ground, I went over the telephone poles that were there. And I remember flying through the air, and they just put the scoreboards in. I remember seeing the scoreboard, and I was at the top of the scoreboard, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to die. And I remember thinking to myself, do I close my eyes, or do I, keep them open? Because I want to see what's going to happen here. And, of course, I kept them open, and luckily, though, a great roll cage and a great, race car as far as construction. I basically only came out with some bruises. But the state trooper told me he's never seen a car fly so high. The guy who was doing the report on it.
How many feet? Like 50 feet, 100 feet in the air?
Oh, no. It had to be a good 100 foot. I mean, it was way up. I mean, like I said, I remember it was all in slow motion until it hit the ground, and then it was like somebody hit the fast forward on a VCR. It was kind of like quick. But the funny cars, thank God, we had a blower explosion up at Epping a couple years ago in the Frantic Ford. It blew the body off, big ball of flame. But that was kind of like really, all that did was basically just make me deaf for about 2 days. There was no real damage to me, and the body got fixed pretty quickly. And we had a race in South Carolina. We made that in 2 weeks.
Joe Morrison says hi.
Yeah, Joe's one of our new drivers. Actually, he drove the Frantic Ford a couple times this year. Joe's one of those real good drivers that are out there that, thank God, we're lucky enough to have him drive one of our cars. He drives a bunch of different ones out there. He drives that little fuel over for my buddy Ted Ryan out of Pittsburgh. He's got his own car that's a badass car. And, Joe's one of the guys, like I said, that, we're blessed to have him on our team.
I just want to cover something. Did we cover what type of fuel you use?
Well, our cars have run everything from gasoline, alcohol, and nitro. Of course, nitro is our favorite, but
you make your own nitro?
One funny car that runs just straight methanol, and the other one runs nitromethane.
Do you make your own nitro fuel?
No, we buy all our nitro from Don Schumacher Race.
Okay. Like, Jerry Newman makes his own. I know that.
Oh, nitromethane?
Yeah, I think so.
God bless him.
Now,
well, I think he had problems with Homeland Security if he makes his own.
Now, if you can go back in time to change something, what would you do?
Well, again, from a totally selfish standpoint, I'd be older. I would have loved to have been able to drive race cars back in the late '70s. To me, that was the real, that was the real true, time in drag racing, which was the greatest. So if I had to go back and do anything at all, I'd probably kick myself in the ass now because we're going to be older. But I wish I was 17 or 18 and had a chance to drive cars like my buddy Dale Pulte did back in the '70s when he was only a kid.
Okay. Do you have any other hobbies besides racing?
Right now, drag racing probably takes up all our time. Like I said, years ago I coached football. My kids were young. I got involved in it, and they got involved in junior drag coaching soccer, whatever it was when family came. All my kids now are grown, so I have an opportunity to just concentrate on this. My second favorite thing right now, and I don't even have one, but I'm planning on buying another one, is buying another Harley to be able to do some travel with it, do some riding.
Hopefully a three-wheel Harley, right?
What's that?
A three-wheel Harley?
No, two wheels.
I like the three-wheel ones.
Motorcycles got two wheels. Not so much. When I get older and I can't stand up with a bike anymore, then I'll get one with three wheels.
I like three wheels with a bench.
That could be nice, like I said, but to me, two wheels is still what a bike should be. Anything else is something else, and we're planning on building something for the street, maybe some kind of three-wheeler on the ground. There's a lot of neat-looking things that are running around these days, and we'll see about that. But again, an old-fashioned, big-ass Harley Davidson street bike, street glide or something like that's what I want.
Have you ever driven a Nitro methane Harley?
No, but one of our friends and the guy from Bob and Lloyd from Bonifant Frictions, we buy our clutches from, he drives one, and I think them guys are absolutely cool. I mean, anything that you have to wear a ballistic vest, and lay on that thing to drive it. And I've watched them guys hike the front end and go, 240 mile an hour. Them guys are absolutely fearless. And what I want to, yeah, as an adrenaline junkie, if I had the opportunity to do it, I would do it.
Okay, now, fun question. If you had a chance to get behind the wheel of a pro mod, would you?
I want a heartbeat. We drove our cars that we raced back in the 80s were actually the very beginning of pro mod. We raced with a group called the Wild Bunch. And actually Tommy Howes, who had a Datsun, was the very first car with doors to run 6 seconds. And they were basically, I said, our Big Time Memories car, which we still have to this day, was built around a pro mod, frame and stuff like that. So to me, pro mod, same thing. Them cars are, they're probably the truest. I want to say you need either the most skill or you have to be a dumbass to drive one or the other, because they're probably one of the hardest cars to actually go A to B with. And I've seen a lot of pro mods and guys that drove them that had no business doing it. And then you see guys that can drive those cars and wheel them, and you say, wow, that's like, it's neat watching them drive.
Brian Garlick says hi too.
Yeah, Brian's another one of our up-and-coming drivers. Actually, he drove the Super Camaro this past weekend. He's been with us for a couple years now, and actually he's going for his upgrade in his license, his NHRA license, and he's doing a great job. And it's neat seeing guys like Brian who really just need the opportunity to show their talent. And it's nice to be able to have the I want to say the atmosphere or the environment for these guys to get a chance to do it.
Okay. Do you guys have special, sticker numbers on the cars that you guys drive?
Not really. We'll have our own competition numbers that we go by, but most of our cars are kind of like, going back to the 1970s. So, the Chi-Town Hustler, and you said Jungle Jim and all that stuff. That's why we kind of give the cars names instead. So, like the Frantic Ford, the Super Camaro, and the Boss Hydro, we try to bring the excitement back by having the car more important than, again, to what I consider just a number on the car.
Okay. Now, how many tours do you do each year?
How many tours?
Yeah, with the cars.
Well, again, with having so many racetracks close by, it's nice that we don't really have to go far to stay busy. Like I said, we've raced Miami Highwood Speedway would be the farthest south. Again, Canada. Again, we've been in Texas, we've been in California. So we don't do. Years ago, we raced with the Wild Bunch. We would have more what I would call a tour. We'd be out on multiple events, then coming back home. It's not so much that way anymore. Today, it's kind of like we'll go to one track, run it, and then come home to it, staying within that 8-hour span. Very rarely do we run 2 tracks anymore in the same weekend, which I would love to. It just doesn't seem to work out that way anymore.
Okay. Is your children involved in what you do?
My oldest son actually runs our family business now, and he's about the closest I have really to anybody being involved with racing as far as my family. Like I said, when I was a kid, my dad, he couldn't leave the house without me wanting to go with him. And all my kids, they were all very good football players, all very good at sports, but none of them really seemed to want to get involved with the racing.
Ah, I see. That's cool. How many kids you have?
I have 5 total.
Damn.
Yeah, I said the same thing. And like I said, it's cool to see them do their own thing, and I've always supported what they wanted to do. And like I said, the drag racing, I think each one looked at me like I'm kind of insane because of the amount of hours it takes and what we do. And even to this day, it's kind of, I've had people say to me, like, guys that have been involved with us, part of our crew, like, they get involved with it, it's like they just do this, and they're like, how do you keep on doing this and spending the hours doing it? It truly is a passion. It truly is a labor of love. You have to love to do it.
Now,
there is no other reason.
Now, this is kind of personal question. What are your kids involved in their futures with?
Well, like I said, my very oldest one, who actually went to college for accounting and to become again a business major, he's the one who took over the shop. It's an automatic transmission business we've had for years, and the rest of them are on all kinds of different stuff. I mean, from landscaping, to furniture sales. I mean, they're all doing different stuff. It's kind of like, again, I've never tried to push my kids to do anything in particular. Just do whatever they do well. To me, that's more important than actually telling them what to do. We're trying to push them. My dad never pushed me in racing. Never pushed me in the automotive business. It was something that I wanted to do, and kind of like my oldest son, I kept telling him, I don't want you in the business. Go do something else. The more I told him I didn't want him in the business, I think the more he wanted to do it. So that's how it works.
So you did reverse psychology on oldest son?
I wasn't trying to.
Well, you did, but it did. It didn't happen though.
It was a legitimate, again, him being my oldest, it was kind of like, what? It's kind of like it's a lot of work running your own business, and to me, it's kind of like again, you have to really want to do it. So, and to me, all these kids today, growing up, it's a whole different world today, and it's a different set of values, different set of things to do. Again, my racing door as far as racing stuff. My son Joe, he's my youngest. He was with us for a little while. Unfortunately, kind of like he found females and dating and all that stuff. And I hope I can get him back in somewhere, because I think he's kind of like the reincarnation of my dad. He's a natural driver, and he's a natural fabricator, and I'd love to see him get involved again.
I'm sure he will if he hears your interview.
Yeah, we'll see. Again, to me, it's like I said, you have to really just love this sport to really do it.
You know what you do?
What's that?
You know what you do after the interview is done and everything? Put it on your TV, go on Netflix on your TV, go on your internet on your TV, and go on Spreaker.com and play it live on your TV. Blast speakers in your house. Let them hear the interview.
I like that. That's cool.
Then they can listen. Then they'll probably all get drawn into your business and into your stuff.
Yeah, I hope so. I think they all think I'm insane, so.
Mark Brewer's like asking, if you could build or recreate any drag car, what would it be?
Oh, that's a great question, because basically we've already done it in doing my dad's Boss Hydro car, the KS Pittman car, the Big John Masmanian car. I've kind of done the cars that I really want to bring back. To me, I don't know. I would have to probably say to bring back a car that I want to bring back, probably a front engine top fuel car, probably the Tommy Ivo car that had like the shoot pack design on the back. I thought that car was gorgeous. Again, funny car wise, the Big John Mazmanian Barracuda funny car is one of my favorites too. So, like I said, I guess as a driver, I just want to drive something that is nitro powered, that can do long burnouts in and get big flames over the roof. So I'm kind of easy that way.
Actually, that just gave me an idea. You remember the Jetsons and Flintstones?
Yep.
Okay, I'd build me a Jetsons Nitro funny car.
I love it.
A round top with aluminum round top. You know?
Yep.
Aluminum round top. And the bottom, there'll be 6 wheels on it though. There'll be 6 tires on it. 2 in the front,
works.
2 in the back, and 2 make the side wide to make it 2 on the side, and because it's gonna be a round car, you know. You need 6 wheels on it.
It actually reminds me of actually Tommy Ivo had a 4-engine blown. It was 4 blown Buicks that had 4-wheel drive. They used to smoke the quarter mile, and I used to love that car too. That was a neat car.
Now, what's your favorite music?
I'm an oldies fan. Anything from the 60s and 70s, 80s. To me, it's kind of like, I'm a old-time rock and roll guy.
The old-time rock and roll. The
Exactly.
smooth, the soul.
Bob Seger, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Any of that stuff. It's funny because a lot of my crew is a lot younger in age, and it's kind of like I'm starting to develop a better appreciation of the music of today. But if it was up to me, I'd still be playing everything from the 70s and the 60s.
Yeah, I like the 80s eras, early mid 70s, late 70s, early 80s. What I like.
Yeah, well, like I said, to me it's still like, the Rolling Stones. Like I said, but there's you get a lot of stuff. Like I said, it's like Kid Rock. I love him today.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of people out there. Like I said, I'm starting to look more and more at the newer stuff. But like I said, I'd still say my roots. When the old stuff comes on, I don't know. I feel more comfortable, listening to that. Probably only because it kind of puts me right back into the days of me being there and listening to it on the radio and enjoying it. I tell everybody, I'm just trying to relive 1968 all over again.
When I'm at the Great Lakes Dragway, they're playing AC/DC, Black Sabbath,
Cool.
Van Halen, all that old stuff.
I really hope we can go out there and run. I believe.
I want to see you at Great Lakes.
Yeah, we would love to get out there and run an event or two, next year.
Show the fans your long burnouts so I can catch that footage on camera and video. And your dry hops. I want to see that shit.
Yeah, well, we're actually going to, we'll be in Englishtown, New Jersey, July 19th, and it's their Night of Thrills, and they expect over 15,000 people to be there.
Really?
And it'll be the largest crowd that we get a chance to perform for, and we'll make sure we have a lot of TV, camera crews as far as videotaping it, because I'm planning on doing a burnout right through the traps, and backing up big flames and some dry hops, and showing the people again what 1970 looked like as far as funny car racing.
What's your racing schedule for this year?
We're kind of in the heart of it right now. We were down at Cecil County, Maryland, for a big race, and then we were at Maple Grove for the Street Outlaws race, and they brought us in for that. Like I said, we're at Beaver Springs Dragway, a little track outside of Harrisburg. I love going to. This weekend, we're actually be in Syracuse, New York, like I said, for the Artie's Party and Ronald McDonald charity event, which is more of a show, not a race. But we'll come right back, and July 19th, we'll be at Englishtown for their Night of Thrills, racing against the USA 1 Camaro, which is Bruce Larson. Used to be a world champion back in the 80s. I love running against Bruce. And then we'll be at Island Dragway for a big funny car show. We're hoping to be at Atco Dragway for a big funny car event there. Again, we'll be down at MIR racing against Bunny Burkett in September. That's always a great time racing against her. She's one of the true champions of the funny car people. So we have a lot of events coming up. I'm looking forward to every one of them.
Well, any last words?
Just I really appreciate you guys even wanting to hear my story. Again,
Yes.
To me, drag racing has always been. It's neat to keep the people that we try to emulate out there, like John Will Jim and K.S. Pittman, my dad, and Harry Hall and them guys. And it's just neat that people really enjoy it. I always tell the story. In 1981, when I brought the Boss Hydro out, the guy asked me in Texas, "Why are you bringing this old race car out?" And I'm going it's a blown 33 Willys. I said, if I have to explain to you why I'm doing it, you'll never understand it. And it was so cool that we ran these cars for so many years. And in 1999, it really started taking off. And to see what it is today, nostalgia racing, I'm absolutely in awe. And it's really cool to see so many people love what we do.
Rocky, do your cars come, do you have like any small miniature cars for sale? Like the Hot Wheel cars, something similar to towards that?
Actually, most of our cars are, one way or another, are replicated. Well, for one thing, Slick's Decals has done, I think, decals for every one of our cars to build a model after. And then I know K.S. Pittman car's been in the Hot Wheels deal. Masmanian car's been in the Hot Wheels deal. So a lot of our cars have been into the miniature type of deal. I don't know about the Frantic Ford. I know there's a prototype out of that, which is kind of cool. So it's neat seeing, again, even that. We've never been into pushing that stuff, and people ask me about making decals up of our cars to
You
sell them
should.
for models. That's great,
You should. I collect those kind of cars.
Yeah, I'm still trying to build the real ones.
Dave has from the 1960s. He has the old Hot Wheels box set from the 1960s. They're in mint condition. Those cars are worth some money.
Yeah, I'm sure a couple more years ago, with a lot of money today.
Oh yeah, this is like the 1960s. This was before he was born. They were his brother's toys. Then he got it, and then I got it, and that's where it stops. Then I'm selling them off.
I always say that when I die, they're gonna have a yard sale, probably sell everything for about 10 cents. So
Well,
it's a shame, but I love it. So
Rocky, it was a pleasure talking to you. It was a fun interview.
same here. Again, thank you very much for even wanting to hear our story. And
Yeah.
again, I would love to make it the Great Lakes Dragway. And
Love to
we'll be
see
driving by it this year.
Even Joliet's. Even come to Joliet, dude.
Yeah, cool. Like I said, I would love to. I know we've raced out in St. Louis. It's probably the closest to that area that we've raced at.
Yeah.
But I would love to be out there and run.
Thank you for your time. I wish you safe driving and have a blast this weekend and upcoming weekends, dude. You're awesome.
Cool.
Make sure you
Thank
don't
you very much.
Make sure
You
you
too.
don't get into any more accidents.
No. I'm planning on
Avoid
doing
them.
any of that.
Okay, hold on a second. Stay on the phone.